Don't let it get you down, sir, I say, hoping to comfort him. Mr. Yanagishita just let out a sob-choked sigh. A deep breath emphatically exhaled out on a sign of disappointment, stress, or unrequited love. Also, expressing the anxiety brought on by massive debt. One has no money to give, only sighs. Right around now, Minoru Kawa is in the company of someone inclined to sigh this way. This is a bit confusing. Like, what does this have to do with the other thing? No, it's just... Damn, let out a long, heavy sigh of resignation. It's the scratch cards that were enforced by General Gossip. He fucked up. Type a lottery card featuring areas printed with a special silver ink. These silver inked areas can be scratched off with just a fingertip or coin to reveal potential winnings. Providing a quick speed autofix in order to prevent the symbols or letters underneath the silver from showing through. The back of the card is printed in black. Somehow you always seem to lose when you've got your hopes up, but manage to win when you least expect it. That's where the problem is. And what is the problem? If you shine a light on the cards from behind, you can see where the winning symbols are. Whoa. I messed things up dealing with the printing company. All of this, he gestured vaguely, is my fault, my responsibility. Proceeded to explain the situation in detail. Word was quick to leak on the internet that there was a way to find the winning symbols. Suddenly, thousands of card holders turned up en masse to collect. Wow, what a bunch of cheaters. Heaven Publishing was hit with a massive financial liability and the employees rushed to flee a sinking ship. Before Toyama realized that he was the only one left at the company, he was up against the deadline for next month's 4-star General Gossip. If I have to drop next month's issue, I'll be stuck in debt even deeper. If that happens, I'm finished. Toyama gave a dismal groan. So don't drop the issue, Minoru snapped. He pounded his fist right into the side of a cardboard box. Toyama just shook his head weakly. I've been up for 3 days straight trying to fill the pages. It's not enough. I can't do the impossible. He dropped his gaze to the floor. Countless scratched cards lay scattered about. They'd probably been amidst the pile that had fallen off of the desk earlier. Each card showed a neat row of 5 win symbols. You can't know if it's impossible if you don't see it through. I'll never make it in time. The proof needs to be done by 8 o'clock this evening. Final stage of printing, when the copy of manuscript is checked for errors. Now sending corrected proofs to the printer before the deadline can result in a book or magazine in question, not making it into the shelves in time for release day. Well then, Minoru thought to himself. He let out a sigh, then held his hand out to Hana. Hana, would you mind giving me that hose? Hana gave her father a quick look, then handed the rubber hose to Minoru. This won't be necessary. He tossed the rubber hose into the trash, then jabbed his finger at Toyama. Show me the layout and the draft proposal for next month's issue. Toyama blinked a few times in disbelief. Huh? You can't possibly be serious. I'm trying to help. Now show me the layout and the proposal before I change my mind. After a brief and incredulous pause, Toyama hurried off to grab the paperwork. A layout and publishing speak is an outline of a magazine showing which articles will occupy which pages. When Minoru gave it a quick once-over, finding that 12 of the pages were still blank and untouched. He wanted to punch whatever writers had been assigned those pages. See what I mean? Toyama said. It's hopeless. He sounded perversely proud of his failure. Getting enough material to fill 12 pages by 8 o'clock? Yeah, it was definitely a tall order, alright. Says who? Minoru replied. Remember who you're talking to here. Seriously think you can do it? You're joking, right? Minoru shot back. I seriously know I can do it. There's nothing in this world that I hate more than a bad joke. Why are you doing this for me? Toyama was getting misty-eyed. I'm not doing it for you, you spineless wimp. I'm doing this for poor little Hana, and I agree. Minoru, I'm so sorry. Toyama bowed his head so deeply Minoru thought he might put his face to the floor. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to your daughter. Oh, forgive me. Just forgive me, Hana. Toyama clutched her tightly in his arms. The girl hugged him back on the verge of tears. Hey, now enough of the waterworks. Got your back, so don't you worry about a thing. Minoru picked up the draft proposal for the pages that needed filling. The words Shibuya Scramble Special were plastered across the cover sheet in big, bold type. Okay, so 12-page special edition block on Shibuya, fair enough. First on the docket, drink yourself thin with burning hammer. Ah. This reeked of a scam. The only way drinking more of something would make you lose weight would be if you were mixed with a laxative, probably. Still, there wasn't enough time to tweak the layout plan now. According to the proposal write-up, a product demo was scheduled for 1 p.m. that day. The location printed on the map was blurry and hard to make out, but Minorikawa had a rough idea where it was. It looked like he didn't have much of a choice but to swing by in the hopes of getting more material. He scanned further along into the proposal. Society of Surveillance, hidden cameras installed throughout Shibuya. Rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Where are they now? Washed up screenwriter showcase? Sexy Squared? Twins share top prize at local university beauty contest. Shibuya now. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya. Shadowy foreign crime syndicate exposed. My gosh, I'll just start reading this. I'm already tired. Those 7 pieces were to fill the 12 empty pages. That was the plan at any rate, but there wasn't enough material there to make any headway. The Shibuya Now article didn't even have any proposed content. This sucked hardcore. It didn't look like there was much material for the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad either. The notes suggested that a few years prior, a group of youngsters in Shibuya had banded together to help fight crime in their neighborhoods. At this point, however, things have flipped around completely and they've become a gang of street punks themselves. Wow. Turn to the dark side. It had the makings for an interesting article, to be sure, but tracking down this gang would take time. Minorikawa was personally intrigued by the one about organ harvesting in Shibuya. The rumor was that organs are being smuggled out of Southeast Asia and fenced locally at a tremendous price. There was even a plan to ascertain the authenticity of these claims. Fascinating. Minorikawa was going to be spending all day gathering other material, though. He didn't have much time to spare for it. 8.5 hours. Shibuya Now. The rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Black market organ trafficking in Shibuya. Minorikawa decided that one of those 3 would have to go. Obviously, the Shibuya Now. I don't know, there's one that doesn't make any sense. He thought about it long and hard as he stared at the draft proposal. There was a good chance he'd really screw himself over if he picked the wrong one. Of course. I think Shibuya Now, because finally he decided to cut. Yeah, I'm thinking Shibuya Now, but it's like now the way they said it, it's making me think that I drew the wrong one. Shibuya Now. He decided to cut Shibuya Now. He didn't have the time to make up an article out of whole cloth. His goal was just to make sure that 4-star General Gossip made it to the press at all. Society of Surveillance, where are they now? Sexy Squared. Those 3 pieces had individuals slated for interviews, but no appointments had been made with any of them. And scheduled interviews were a dicey prospect. Minorikawa decided to call them up on his cell as he made his way down to the list. The only one he managed to get a hold of was Shinosuke Araya from the Where Are They Now piece. Former broadcast writer, he has appeared on various popular variety shows and commercial networks on TV. Currently heads up a small theater troupe known as the Wandering Angels operating out of Shibuya. Later today, the troupe is putting on a performance at Theater Ace in Sakuragacho. He said he'd been willing to give a 15-minute interview at 2:30. When Minorikawa sighed, he'd just have to get material from the others in a more impromptu fashion then. Putting his nose to the grindstone, he started throwing together a schedule for the day. Was it possible to get all the material and write it all up and still finish the whole thing by 8 o'clock? It was no use. No matter how he tweaked it, none of his simulations ended with him having a proof ready on time. He just needed one more thing, and that was another writer. Minorikawa zoomed through this contents list, calling up all the freelancers he knew. The results were depressing. Answering machines, overseas on business, in the hospital, currently doing time. Before long, he'd called everyone he could think of except for one, Novus freelancer Chiaki Aiso. Chiaki was a bit of an odd duck, a reporter who was scared of talking to people. Interesting. Minorikawa had never known anyone who became so hopelessly flustered in a one-on-one setting. In such a rattled state as to be unable to speak, Chiaki's tendency to become flustered is famous among her freelance writer colleagues. Once, she conducted an hour-long interview during which she only managed to ask the interview subject's name. He had another chapter in the legend of hopelessly flustered Chiaki. If she couldn't talk to people, she certainly couldn't do interviews. And if she couldn't get any real interview content, she wouldn't be able to write much in the way of copy. Would she come to his aid if asked? Quite probably. The issue was whether she would hinder more than help. This was no time for beggars to be choosers. You had to call up Chiaki. What he needed now were dependable folks he could count on. He decided to email all his contacts and back into staff for reporter days. I'll go with Chiaki. There's no time for beggars to be choosers. Minorikawa decided to call up Chiaki. The phone rang several times before a sleepy voice finally answered. Sound only? Hello? Chiaki, hi, it's Minurikawa. Are you free today? Huh? What? She seemed thrown by the abrupt question. Did you just wake up? Huh? No, I mean, well, yeah. Good morning. Her voice still sounded half asleep. So I'm guessing you don't have any work slated for today as usual? Pretty much. No work, no money, no food. Nothing to do except sleep. If I'm not awake, I can't dwell on how hungry I am. She didn't sound well, almost like she literally didn't have anything to eat. Ugh. I got work for you. I'm over at 4-Star General Gossip. Get over here ASAP. What, you really mean it? That seemed to finally wake her up. Yeah, but hurry. When Urikawa decided to just sign Chiaki to the rise and fall of Shibuya's vigilante squad. Ooh. I feel like we should have kept the now one. First, I want you to take a look around Shibuya for this group of vigilante types. By vigilantes, you mean people who have volunteered to help prevent crime? There was a note of relief in Chikaya's voice. Yeah, that's right. Except apparently now they turned into a nasty street gang. Did you say street gang? Nuh-uh. No way, absolutely not. Minurikawa could almost see her shaking her head on the other end of the line. What if I get killed or sold into slavery overseas or something? He doubted there was much chance of the latter, or the former for that matter, but still he understood her concern. Alright, I hear you, he said. Then how about you go hang around Shibuya Station and do some street interviews for me? Street interviews? There was a nervous waver in Chikaya's voice now. Yeah, just talk to normal regular people walking around outside the train station. That should be fine, yeah? But Mr. Mino, street interviews aren't really my, Apparently it was beyond her capacity to give him a simple no. No buts. Just interview at least 10 people and get me an article by 6 o'clock. Okay. Minurikawa had originally planned to axe the Shibuya Now piece because it didn't have any content, but getting some quotes from people on the street would be at least make for a useful filler. It gave him a sudden idea. He'd take on the vigilante story himself and have Chiaki handle Shibuya Now. There was plenty of work to keep 2 people occupied throughout the day. The more time-consuming work and market story would have to be cut. Yeah. After explaining what kind of interviews he was after, Minurikawa hung up. Okay, I've gotten us another writer. We'll get through it, Toyama, somehow. Toyama shrugged gloomingly. Yeah, well, the thing is, there's actually one more problem. Are you kidding me? Minurikawa couldn't hide the irritation in his voice. What is it now? The loan company is sending a debt collector over at 4 o'clock. But as you can imagine, I don't have a single yen to give them. That's less than ideal, yeah? So what's the plan? Well, they're said provisionally that if next month's issue gets published, they'll be willing to wait on repayment. Then there's no problem. Issues coming out guaranteed, but they're not going to take my word on that anymore. I'm going to need to prove it. If we could fill, say, half of the 12 pages by the time they show up, I could probably convince them. Alright, Minurikawa said wearingly. So, for starters, we need 6 pages by 4 o'clock. They had to get all 12 pages done as it was. That made a perfect midpoint to shoot for. Any other problems you'd like to let me know about? No, Toyama said. No, that's all. I really am sorry about this, Minurikawa. Again he bowed his head low. Minurikawa felt distinctly awkward. He had known Toyama for years and never been kowtowed like this before. Yeah, well, just let me handle it, alright? Minurikawa unfolded a map of Shibuya. The first order of business was deciding where to begin getting content. He marked the editing office with a circle and considered where to head next. Diet, drink, sales, demo, center guy. Where are they now? Sigurigako, Theater A, Society of Surveillance, Daikenzaka, Endo, Electronics, Sexy Squared, Midoriyama Academy. University associated with Midoriyama High School. Notable alumni include famous actress Masami Nakahama and National High School Baseball Championship winning pitcher, the Tissue Prince. Educational philosophy is summed up in its slogan, Words, Skill, and Beauty. A very high percentage of winners of the Miss Midoriyama contest go on to careers in the entertainment industry. Shibuya Vigilante's location to BD. Diet drink sales demo was at 1 o'clock. An interview with Shinosuke Arai for Where Are They Now was stayed up for 2:30, so those times were set. The question was what to do in the interim. It's a little early, but maybe we should go to Center Guy and get an interview with the diet drink sales. So it was a bit of a hike, but maybe we should go to Dokensaka and check out Endo Electronics. It's a bit of a hike, but maybe you should go to Dokensaka and check out Endo Electronics. Yeah, that should give him what he needed to put together the Society of Surveillance piece. Okay, I'm heading out. Don't even think about doing anything else stupid while I'm gone. Got it? Minoru hustled out of the editing office, hoping Toyama would take his admonition to heart. To be continued? Nope. Taxi came by just as Minoru stepped outside. Huh? You again? It was Kimazuka's taxi again. What can I say? I know how to sniff out a guy who's going places. Really? Well then, Dagonzaka ASAP. Son of a bitch. Minoru bristled. I beg your pardon? That son of a bitch you wanted to give a piece of your mind, sir? Was he waiting for you like you expected? Oh, yeah. I damn well did give him a piece of my mind, too. Glad to hear it, sir. Taxi sped off. Murakawa pulled out the proposal and looked it over again. The idea for the surveillance story revolved around the claim that hidden cameras had been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts, upwards of 500 of them. Supposedly, these had eliminated lots of blind spots, and the crime rate in the area had dropped significantly. The cameras were mastered by Tezuka Endo, the owner of Endo Electronics and chairman of the local downtown committee. That was Murakawa's first mission. Then, he needed to get to this guy's story. Scanning the side of the road, Murakawa finally spotted a rundown electronics shop. A sign out front, which looked like it might fall off at any moment, read Endo Electronics. Right, here's fine. The taxi stopped and Murakawa pulled a 10,000 yen bill from his wallet. Keep the change, he said. What? Look, don't sweat it. My name's Murakawa, and I'm a freelance writer. I care about two things, what's real and what's true. There's real worth to what you've done for me. That there's a token of my appreciation. It's not much, but please take it. Murakawa slid out of the taxi and headed for the electronics store. Inside, Endo Electronics looked more like a mountain of hoarded junk than actual business. Towering piles of ancient appliances stretched toward the ceiling. Old television sets with dial knobs leaned against computers with 5-inch floppy drives. My gosh. Storage medium for personal computers in production from 1976 to 2001. The magnetic discs are sheathed in paper or plastic jackets and are known for their tendency to flop around in one's hand. Technically speaking, they are 5.25 inches in diameter. Incidentally, Door, released in 1983. The debut title from the game's producer Koichi Nakamura was produced in a 5-inch floppy version. What possible use could there be for all this outdated stuff? That is a good question. Mr. Endo, are you in here? Murakawa called out. Nobody came to greet him. The shop was definitely open, though. Surely the proprietor hadn't left it unattended. Hey, Mr. Endo, come on, I know you're in here. After a short wait, Murakawa heard sounds in the living space behind the shop. The door opened to reveal a tired-looking middle-aged man. Yeah, what do you want? Are you Mr. Endo? Murakawa asked. I am, the man said guardedly. And I'm sorry, but I'm in the middle of something at the moment. Could you come back tomorrow, or please, just give me a minute. I'm a freelance writer. Name's Murakawa. Murakawa showed Endo his business card. I'm writing an article for Foresight General Gossip. Magazine piece, huh? Precisely. So if I could just have a little of your time today. The phone rang, cutting him off before he could get down to business. I'm sorry, you have to excuse me for a moment. And I reached into the closet and pulled out a telephone. Hello, Endo Electronics. The proprietor listened for a moment, then raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that's a problem, alright. Alright, I understood. Try and get a hold of the customer then. Endo set the receiver back down. What was that all about? Murakawa asked. Oh, yesterday I sold a dry ice machine. And the manufacturer just called to let me know the model is defective. Defective? Apparently once it starts making dry ice, it won't stop. Ooh, I'm actually cool with that. I need to tell the customer I have to call the machine or refund their deposit. Please give me a moment. Endo sifted through some sales slips, read a number off of one, and made a phone call. Nobody picked up on the other end, however. That's right, he grumbled to himself. He said they had some performance today. Performance? Murakawa asked. I sold it to a guy from some theater troupe. They're called the Wandering Angels or something? A theater troupe run by Shinosuke Arai. This afternoon at 5:30 p.m. they are performing their 22nd piece. Au revoir! Right now, all of the actors are already at the theater except for Akiyomi Mondo, who plays the rival of the main character Ryu. The angry production chief has sent his assistant to Mondo's apartment, but he does not yet know what awaits him there. Continued in the Tale of the Wandering Angels, episode 2, 6 episodes in all. The Wandering Angels, that was Shinosuke Aro's theater troupe when Arakawa had an interview with them booked for 2:30. Anyhow, what can I do for you? Arakawa hastily explained what he was after, and Endo gave him a dubious look. I said earlier I'm a bit busy right now. Busy cleaning up, I hope. How do you get anything done in this mess? Why, are you this rude to all your interview subjects? 5 minutes! Just give me 5 minutes of your time, please. You got to be joking. Go on, get the hell out of here. Endo headed for his back room in a huff. Fine, then I'll just have to write about what you've already told me. Namely, that Endo Electronics sells defective merchandise. Huh? Just what are you implying? Did you or did you not sell that theater troupe a defective piece of equipment? Look, I'm going to get in touch with them as soon as... I'm betting they're in a hurry preparing for their performance. I doubt you'll be getting through to them today. Endo bit his lip. Now that I have your attention, Murakawa said, let's make a deal. What kind of deal? I'm meeting with a member of the Wandering Angels a little later today. I can let them know about the dry ice machine for you. In exchange, all you have to do is give me my interview. Endo scowled. And was your proof that you'll be meeting with the Wandering Angels? I might take advantage of a guy when he's down, Murakawa replied, but one thing I'm not is a liar. The shopkeeper took a few moments to think about it. Fine, he grumbled. 5 minutes, that's all you get. Murakawa whipped his notepad out of his coat like he was drawing a gun. Then let's get right down to it, shall we? Go right ahead. So I hear that over 500 surveillance cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts? Yes, that's right. Why so many? We used to have a lot of delinquents in town. Young people act rowdy or cause trouble, often at arcades or convenience store parking lots. They frequently resort to petty theft and other mischief, also referred to in more outmoded terms as ruffians or hoodlums. Endo said the word with marked taste. Oh yeah? I remember there being some problem kids around. They were real punks. They vandalized my signs, made a mess of my storehouse. They were just awful, I see. When Arakawa scribbled diligently in his notepad, heck, my own son put together a sort of vigilante squad to help teach those punks a lesson. Wait, vigilante squad? Whoa, hold up right there for a sec. When Arakawa jutted out his hand to interrupt. This guy's son was part of the vigilante squad? What a stroke of luck. Maybe he could also provide some info for like all the gangs of Shibuya. Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off topic here, but could you tell me the name of this group your son belongs to? Call themselves SOS. Originally a group of well-meaning young people who would get together downtown in a sort of vigilante squad, trying to keep Shibuya clean and safe. In those days, the group never engaged in theft or other criminal activities. More recently, however, SOS has become one of the biggest gangs in Shibuya, resorting to defacing public property with graffiti, shoplifting, and shaking people down for cash. Prided themselves on being the top gang in Shibuya and all that. Top gang in Shibuya? Did I really just hit the jackpot right here? Not to pat myself on the back, but go me. All I have to do is step outside and the story finds me. I think I might be a natural at this. As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you be able to put me in touch with your son? Yeah, sure. But you should know that my son isn't in the gang anymore. I mean, okay, I know where this is at. Yeah, might as well go now. So I can get that out of the way. Tommy, look. There it was. Blue van had appeared nearby, parked in a spot that had been empty previously. Achi couldn't see who was inside, but there was definitely something fishy about it. Besides, there weren't any other blue cars around, so this had to be it. You've been right, the creeks had come back after all. I'm gonna go take a quick look, Achi said. You wait here. But before he could carry out his plan, Tomomi jumped to her feet. Without a word, she rushed toward the van. Hold on, I said wait! She wasn't slowing down. Achi caught hold of her arm. Wait! This could be dangerous. What if the kidnapper's in there? What if my sister's in there? I have to go help her. She knew full well what it was like to be impulsive. This is one situation where cooler heads would have to prevail. You could just hang out here, she insisted. What if the car takes off again? That's why I said I was going to take a look first. But isn't that dangerous? What if they do something to my sister because some random guy comes snooping around? Oh, huh. Yeah, you got a point. Achi thought as fast as he could. The criminal told Tommy to get into the van. There had to be some specific reason for that. Or they were planning to abduct her as well. Or in the case you couldn't just let her go. You had to make a snap decision. Well, look, just let me go first. I don't want to put you under any risk. Okay, let's go together then. Does that work for you? Let's go together. Okay, let's go together then. Does that work for you? Please, we have no idea who or what we might run into. Tommy gave a slight nod. Alright, she said. Let me go first and you follow, okay? Got it, Achi replied. Achi waited as Tommy started walking, then followed her at the distance so it wouldn't look like they were together. She headed straight for the van. Two men got out of the car, neither of them Japanese. Achi picked up his pace in case he needed to close the distance fast. One of the men approached Tommy and said something to her. She gave an affirming nod. Suddenly, the two men grabbed her from either side. They dragged her to the van and shoved her into the back seat. Achi broke into a sprint. Of course, it was a trap. Couldn't guess what their whole plan was, but kidnapping of Tommy was obviously part of it. Before it could reach the vehicle, the door stood shut. The van sped off an instant later. Achi raced after it. He ran as hard as he could, thinking of nothing else. Couldn't give up now. Couldn't let things end like this. He made a promise. No quitting halfway. And no turning his back on someone in trouble. The car kept getting further and further away. Before long, it was just a blue speck that vanished into the cityscape. No! Achi never saw Tommy again. Bad end. Number 10, lost out of the van. Achi did try to warn Tommy that checking out the van by herself was dangerous. And oh look, she got herself kidnapped. Maybe she should have put his foot down and checked on things himself first.